Jo. Yan. So, hello mga katoma. Mamayang alas 2. We're gonna have a free... ay, mamuta pa ako. We're gonna have a take 2. Hello mga katoma. So, welcome. Mamayang 2, we're gonna have a free webinar with the FEU, ITHM. So, actually, we're going to be live via their Zoom. Pero this is simulcast in. Binuksan ko na rin yung channel kasi I haven't had a live stream right after the Thomas Sessions virtual mixology competition. So, do stick around. Jo, pamuni mo ka. So, kamusta na? Kamusta na kayo mga katoma? Please, make a shout out for the 3 who are here in the room right now. Yes, nandito tayo sa Zoom Wax. Ibinuksan ko na rin just in case na merong mag YouTube live sa inyo. Pero naka-Zoom tayo eh. Meron akong link that I just nakadalawang phone tayo ngayon. Medyo high-tech ang natin. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. It's a Thursday, so matatapos naman ang linggo. Napakabilis talaga ng week natin na to, no? And like I said, in a few more days, it's Christmas. By the way, Wax and the others, yung prizes nyo, I'll just post it. Lang natin, fina-finalize lang natin kasi some of the prizes also, parating pa lang. So at least, di ba, matanggap, ninyo, isang bagsakan na lang. But don't worry, meron tayong prizes. Apart from the fact na we'll schedule your free training here in Cobbler, ayun, as you can see. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. Madami lang ganap ngayon after the competition, especially on the financial side dahil end of the year na tayo ngayon. So ganon. Okay. So actually, Wax, pwede mo sabihin sa mga friends mo sa YouTube na lang para maganda-ganda. Baka maka 2,000 views tayo ulit ngayon. As compare dati yung sa UST, actually we had about 1,000 views tayo, no? With UST. So, tingnan natin kamusta tayo ngayon. But we're about to start. Ay hindi, 30 minutes pa pala. Okay, so kain muna kayo dyan. Pretty sure some of you are not yet eating lunch or are still currently having lunch. So by the way, I currently panoorin nyo, may bago akong video na ginagawa ngayon. It's about taking the swab test. Okay? So very very uso yan ngayon, especially for COVID. So it's basta panoorin nyo na lang. Okay? So saglit lang. O yun, nawala yung mga viewers natin. Alam nyo guys, na-realize ko, ang sarap pala talaga ng ng dragon fruit. Para siyang ano ba? Tamer version ng kiwi. Na. Tapos pala, meron din pala maitim na meat ang dragon fruit. You know. Welcome to Thomas Sessions. Naghihintay lang tayo. We have a class 2 o'clock. Napaaga lang. Makain muna ako ng dragon fruit. Parang siyang kiwi na lemon na apple. It's interesting. Very interesting. Hello, nag-shout out sa nag-iisang viewer natin. Grabe. Ang sarap ng dragon fruit. Ubus ko. Yung kalahati. Hi, Gregorio ba? Ay, Sir Gregorio, hello. Kain po tayo. Actually, wala po tayong paangat o ano. This is ano lang po talaga sa lesson about bartending. Inom po tayo. Toma na. Okay, Sir Gregorio, ganito po, hindi po, paano ba? Hindi naman po, wala naman pong suklian po dito, sir. Hindi po ganyan ang ano ng YouTube. Tayo po ay magkakaibigan. Kung gusto nyo po talaga manood, pwede kayo manood. Kung ayaw nyo, okay lang naman din po, sir. Meron po lang ako ine-expect talaga ng mga students na tuturuan ko po ngayon. No? So, sa totoo, hindi na ako kasi naglalapagan at nag-iisda. Napadaan na ako doon sa mga kaibigan ko na hindi ko na nabibisita. Said Raid, baka bukas puntahan kita. Ay, mamaya pala. Baka daanan kita mamaya, said. Para makapag-tavern naman tayo. Tavern din pag may time. Ano oras pasok mo, said? Wala na akong pera eh. Ubus na eh. Wala na tayo pang cocktail. Tingnan ko pa kung may madukot akong konting pera para makapagpa-cocktail. Kung hindi man, beer na lang. Kaya nga to, tumutoma na ako. Kasi wala. Buti nga matatapos sa itong taon na to. But yeah, I mean, tagal ko na rin gustong dumaan sa inyo eh. Kasi Taytay, dyan yung talyer ko eh. Diyan ako nagpagawa. Yes, good. Bird is early. Very good. Yan ang bata. Yan ang batang BYOB, maaga. No? Yan ang tamang gawain. Tsaka mahirap sumakay ngayon dyan eh sa sa tawag nito, sa junction, pahirapan. Pahirapan ngayon dyan sa pahirapan talaga dyan sa junction. Alam ko yan. Buti kung mag-aangkas ka. Kung angkas, talagang kahit 5 minutes. Hindi, actually, kahit angkas, mahirap na rin eh. Namimili din sila. Well, mabuti naman at meron kang natutunan kahit na ano. Boss Gregorio, okay lang ho. Hindi na nyo kailangan pang i-mention ng mga ganyan sa sa live stream. Meron po tayong siguro panoorin nyo na lang yung ko tungkol sa hindi pala. Panoorin nyo na lang yung Team Pag-ibig. Dumano kayo doon sa chat group namin o kaya doon sa live stream. May mga nagla-live stream dyan. Ingat, Sed ha. See you later. Actually, Boss Gregorio, nakita ko naman yung inyong channel. Maganda naman ng content. Maglabas lang kayo, gawa lang kayo ng gawa ng content. No? Kasi, sa totoo lang, itong mga paangat at minsan talaga, madalas, nababawasan tayo ni Lolo dahil hindi organic yung ating pagkakaibigan. So, kaya kinakailangan kikilalanin talaga ang mga yung mapupuntahan yung paangatan. May marami namang maganda ho dyan. Kaya lang, ako nga ho tapos na ako sa ganyan kasi nga nagpo-focus tayo sa content natin. "22 minutes. Tapos yun, siguro lang kayo. Marami mga pera. Marami po tayo pwede sa yan ang yun kasi yun ang lumabas sa meeting eh. So, oo nga, pero ako naman, siyempre sa totoo, kung business is business tayo, kailangan may ganun pa naman. Siyempre, kayo naman dito, mag-isa na track. Tapos, yun nga, gaya na hindi ako siguro ng business at parang Tapos yung 80-80 na yun, kailangan mo pa. Pero dapat gawa na. Sabi mo yung kwarto na siya, sa lapakan mo na lang. Oo, hindi mo lang. Hindi mo lang yung mother. Tapos iglagay niya. Tapos sa gabi classroom, ano mo masabi? Hindi. Kaya masabihin, alay sa baka naman. Sabihin niya Monday, ay sino naman na? Sino naman na kasi sa atin? Wala eh. Pwede ba natin siyang kunin temporarily? O ano ba plano niya sa buhay? Hindi, by that time kaya na siya pili. Ako wala na rin ako. Parang kaya. Start na ako. Nakamoni na ako, no? Hello, hello. On ko na yung Zoom. Hello everyone. Meron po tayong free wine seminar. Okay? Actually via Zoom pero i-on ko rin dito. Welcoming FEU, Far Eastern University. So kamusta na kayo mga katoma? Sana okay lang tayo. For those who haven't subscribed to the channel, mag-subscribe po tayo, Thomas Sessions. Meron din po i-follow ang Instagram at ang Facebook natin. Meron din, Thomas Sessions din po. So maraming salamat po sa mga sumuporta ng nakaraang competition natin, yung Thomas Sessions Virtual Mixology Competition. Malaking pasasalamat po ang aming ibinibigay sa inyo dahil of course mahirap po mag-organize ng ganong klaseng competition. Yun nga po, nakita niyo yung recorded namin. We tried our best to capture yung kaso nga meron talagang mga format, may format pa pala yan, no? Of course, guys, wala namang perpekto sa mundo, but of course next year kung magawa ulit natin ng competition, rest assured alam na natin ang gagawin para hindi tayo maputol, no? Ito rin, ulitin ko, on record, yung mga judges po natin, nakita nila lahat ng ginawa ng mga contestants. Kaya, wag po tayo mag-bash at sabihin unfair yung na-defend ng mga students yung nila. Na-defend naman po. In fact, kaya nga may video bago yung competition eh. Kasi kung naman yung nasa video, supposedly, hihigitan nila yon, no? And the recipes alam ng mga judges natin yan. So walang dapat ikabahala. Ako din nalungkot din ako na hindi natin nabuo yung recording eh, pero sabihin na lang natin yan ang learning experience ng technology, no? With that charge to experience yan. Kahit ako din naman hindi ako techie na tao. In fact, ito nga ang ginagawa ko ngayon, naka-dual camera ako ngayon. Meron ako for Zoom dito at meron akong for YouTube dito. Mamaya dito naman ako sa Zoom haharap kasi dito yung aking main audience. But then again, dahil gusto ko i-share itong ituturo ko sa mga sa viewers natin for itong sessions, that's why I opened up another camera, no? So, ayun po. Meron pala kaming competition na gagawin ulit. It's called My Campari 2020 Photo Contest. So walang gagawin kundi mag-shoot lang ng explaining paano, kamusta yung 2020 nyo gamit ang Campari bottle. No? Tapos it's a fun competition, mas simple lang at maganda ang mga premyo. No? So paki-check yung aming Thomas Sessions Facebook. Kung sa mechanics, kung HRM student kayo, tourism and techvoc student, kayo'y what do you call this? Kayo'y maaaring makasali. $151 na. Tingnan natin ang tingnan natin kung open na yung Zoom ng FEU. Ayan, mukhang open na. HRM Learning Series 6. At bukas meron din akong webinar, University of Batangas. So, yeah. Itong COVID situation natin ay hindi hadlang, hindi rason para tayo ay hindi matuto tungkol sa bartending ko. Kasi I love bartending. Wala pa yata yung Ayun! Hello! Good afternoon! Good afternoon mga katoma! Sige, we have 6 minutes. Ilan ina-expect natin? Sige, 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Hi, Patricia. Diin ka? Diin ka sa balay? Kasi Ilongga daw to si Patricia eh. Kabalo ko mahambal na Ilonggo. Ayan. Hi, Patricia. Naririnig ba ako ni Patricia? Ayun. Teka, let's crank up the volume. Ayan, hindi kita marinig. Okay lang. As long as you can hear me, that's perfectly fine. Okay, 4 minutes. Andiyan na ba si Wax? Tsaka si Ma'am Pam? Ilan ba ang ine-expect nating students? Wax, ilan ang classmates na attend ngayon? minutes. So mga katoma, ito na, no? Nandito na tayo sa FEU Zoom. So listen din muna kayo dyan. Actually guys, dalawa ang ano natin. So live din tayo sa Toma Sessions sa YouTube channel, no? In-on ko rin. So I'm using 2 cameras para yung mga gustong matuto din about wines doon sa ating mga subscribers, may maano din, may ma-learn din sa gagawin natin ngayon. Because sharing is caring. Yan. Andito na pala si Sir Eugene, tsaka si Ma'am Joy. Si Dean, nandito na pala. Mga 50 siguro tayo. Ang ganda sana guys, naka-on cam kayo lahat para makita. Kasi nung nakaraang lecture series natin, I'm not used to Microsoft yung Teams, no? So hindi ako masyadong hindi ko masyadong gamay, no? So okay, it's 2 o'clock. Wala akong marinig. Teka, babalik ako Okay, sorry, wala akong marinig. Sorry, I didn't hear anything. Baka yung audio, can you hear me? I can't hear you, John. So, can everybody else hear me? Kasi si John yung host natin, parang hindi ko siya narinig. I didn't hear any single word doon sa intro. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am Pam. Alam ko na. Yes, alam ko na kung bakit di ko kayo marinig. Okay na, narinig ko na kayo. Okay, yes. Good afternoon. Alam ko na kung bakit. Good afternoon. Thank you, John, for that introduction. So, good afternoon, guys. So, if I may start, siguro, first, I would like to acknowledge Dean Joy, Sir Eugene, of course, Doc Pam, and of course, your winners, your champions or third placers for the Toma Sessions Virtual Mixology Competition. Congratulations. You did a very good job, and nagulat din ako, tie pa, no? Neck and neck, no? Pareho pang third place. Hindi na natin binrake yung tie kasi okay naman at the end of the day, everybody's a winner. Thank you. Ma'am Marichu, if Ma'am Marichu is in the house, shout out to you also. Tapos pala siguro, pa-plug ko rin, may bagong competition po tayo, yung Campari, My Campari 2020 Photo Contest. So ito napakadali, mas madali. All you need is an empty bottle of Campari and imagination. So yung picture at email sa akin.
Hi, sir, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello po, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we can start first with we have prepared a program po.
Okay.
John will preside po.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Sir Richie.
No worries, sir. Thank you.
Okay, before we start, may we please request everybody to settle down and open your cameras for the opening prayer. And let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord as we pray. Direct, O God, we beseech you, all our actions by your holy inspiration, and help them by your gracious assistance, so that every prayer and work of ours may begin with you and by you be happily ended. Amen. Now,
Saturday. Thank you, thank you. So, i-cheers muna tayo, no? Ang sarap. So, nauna na ako kanina with the introduction, but again, thank you very much. Nandito si Dean, si Doc Marichu, Doc Eugene, and Doc Pam, as well as our two winners. And of course, nahiya naman ako kay John Guile Cruz. Ang ganda ng boses niya, pwede pang DJ, ano? And MC. So, okay yan. Okay, so siguro let's start because we only have I want to maximize the time that was given to us when it comes to wines. Now, basically, wines is a topic that is really paano ba? You either love it or you hate it. Pero in between, there's a chance for you to love it. Okay? It's just a matter of your experience with wine. Now, once upon a time, so based on, thank you for that introduction, Doc Pam, ano, my first cruise job or yung job ko sa ship was actually being a wine attendant. Technically, you guys know me as bartender, cocktails, di ba? Yun ang toma-toma. No? But part of being a bartender is actually knowing about wines. Because wine plays an important role or important part in making cocktails. No, one specific cocktail that is made from wine is the sangria. No, na usong-uso ngayon. There's a red sangria, there's a white sangria. And to keep it basic, meron tayong tinatawag na cocktail na spritzer. Okay? Now, when it comes to champagne, there are cocktails also. No, like Rossini, Mimosa, Bellini. So, and when it comes to cocktails, no, yung mga wines natin like the port, like the sherry, these can be used as cocktails, no? So siguro let's start with the definition of wines. Now, wine is fermented juice of grapes. So ganun lang kasimple. So everything that I'm gonna show you here, ang pinaka raw ingredient niya is grapes, no? Now, when it comes to grapes, napakadaming grapes. I think it's more than 1,000 varieties na. But, of course, at your level, at the student level, okay lang that we know maybe 5 to 10 grape varieties, whether it's red or white. Okay? Kasi nga, like I told you, if you're a regular consumer or if you're a newbie, you don't really need to know a lot. Okay? Kasi you build up eh. Now, once upon a time, I used to be snobbish when it comes to these wines na more on the sweet side. Okay? Sige, mag-mention na tayo ng brand. No? We can mention Novellino, we can mention Carlo Rossi. But then again, because of their great marketing, okay, yung sales nila at the end of the day is very, very high. No? Eh, syempre, kaya nga tayo may wine or kaya nga tayo nag-put up ng business, for example, is because we need to earn money. And these two companies are actually doing pretty well because of what they bring to the table. Now, syempre, if you are a wine connoisseur, ika nga, you will say something on the opposite of these types of brands. Pero wine pa rin sila. It just so happens na they are on the sweet side. Kasi ang wine talaga, guys, it's a combination of different flavors. Sweet, sour, bitter, no? Spicy, okay? Yun. So doon umiikot ang flavor profile ng wine. Pero galing siya sa grapes. Na in fact, yung grapes nga hindi naman yan purely sweet. May wine na may grapes na sour konti. Okay, may grapes na mapait, mapakla. Okay? So kaya nga with the process also, sabi ko kanino, wine comes from fermented juice of grapes. So fermentation plays a very big role. Now, for example, what I'm drinking right now. So ano ba to? This is actually a Mancino vermouth. So Mancino vermouth is a wine. Okay? It's a fortified wine. Now, nung wala pa ang Mancino sa Pilipinas, ito po ang alam natin. Martini vermouth. Okay? Now, ang Martini meron sweet at meron dry. Dry is green, Sweet is red. Now, our vermouth is wine. Okay? Wine that is infused with flowers, herbs, barks, trees. Okay? And that's why may pagka-herbal ang panlasa natin when it comes to vermouth. But then again, vermouth is an important ingredient of the martini and the Manhattan. No? So, ito din, actually guys, to be more relevant. Now, for this particular Mancino or the Rosso or the sweet vermouth, 16% alcohol by volume. So, this is a very good alternative. Kasi uminom tayo ng mga shots. So, ang tawag dito ay low ABV, low alcohol by volume na drink. And this is pretty much a trend now kasi we are avoiding incidents of drunk driving. No? Siyempre, at 16% versus 40%, saan ka pa? So, doon ako sa 16%. Na kagaya nito. So, okay, just so medyo advanced tayo. So, this is technically an aromatized or in some books, it's called a fortified wine. Dito siya sa port wine glass nilalagay. Sa port wine glass. Now, balik tayo sa wine definition. It comes from fermented juice of grapes. Now, ang fermentation, ulitin natin, by definition, it's the conversion of starch into, sugar, okay? Starch into sugar, and with the help of the yeast, okay, it further breaks down the sugar, no? To a point na it releases carbon dioxide. So, ang nangyayari, yung fermented material na yan, with the yeast, nabe-break down siya, tapos nagkakaroon ng bula, so nagiging buhay. No? And that is why, guys, if you haven't done this yet, for example, in your laboratory, basta ganitong klase, basta vermouth, you need to refrigerate it upon opening. Okay? Bakit? Once air comes in contact with it, nagkakaroon ng oxidation. Okay? Pag nagkaroon na ng oxidation, two things can happen. One, change of color. Two, change of taste. Three, actually, pangatlo, change of aroma also. Pero of course, aroma and taste, parehas lang naman yan eh. So, kaya mapapansin nyo, for example, ito, perfect example. Ito, Chardonnay. Pero tingnan ninyo, simula nung binuksan ko, ito na-oxidize na, nakababad kasi yun dun sa labas lang, nakatapat sa araw. That's why it's colored brownish na. Kasi na-oxidize na siya. Lasang suka na siya. Okay? So, ang wine is ibang wine. Okay? And that's why, pero syempre, hindi naman tayo malalasan dito, no? It doesn't taste good. Okay? But in terms of being safe, well, of course, okay lang siya, but we won't drink it since it doesn't taste good. No? Now, wines. Based on history, ang wine napakatagal na sa daigdig. In fact, you will know wine even during the time of the Last Supper at saka wedding in Cana. No? And in fact, wine is used in the church. Diba? So, laging part ng kultura ng Katoliko o ng tao ang wine kasi sa celebration, no, even in yung mga in gatherings. So, wine is a part and parcel of our culture as human beings. Now, excuse me. In terms of types of wines, there's the natural wine or the still wine. The natural wine or the still wine. Now, ano ba itong mga natural wine or still wine? So, ito yon. So, we have the white, and we have the red, and we have, hold on, we have the rosé. Okay? White, red, rosé. Ang tawag doon ay natural or still wines. Okay? Natural kasi walang bubbles, walang effervescence. Now, which leads us to the next wine, which is the sparkling wine. No? Sparkling wine are wines with bubbles or effervescence brought about by second fermentation. Na kaya napapansin ninyo, kung mapapansin nyo, okay, let me just get the bottle. So kung mapapansin ninyo, this one is a sparkling wine, no? Castillo de Diablo. Now for sparkling wine, depende sa bansa, it's called differently. If it's from Spain, it's called the cava. If it's from Italy, it's called the spumante. And if it's from France, it's called the champagne. Now, but most sparkling wines, if not all, dapat makapal ang bote. Bakit? Because of the pressure. Okay? Lalo na pag mainit, puputok ito. Now, I have a practical example. Yung tinatawag nating kombucha. Okay, wait. Now you're in luck because I grow kombucha. I do kombucha. Yan. So, pakita ko lang siya sa inyo. So, ang kombucha, this is parang SCOBY siya. So, live microorganism ito. Now, technically, this is fermented tea. So, for example, I put a fruit here. Minash ko. Kahit anong fruit. The orange, mango, apple, o kung kalamansi man. So, I give it 3 days. No? Pagkatapos ng 3 days, bubula na to ulit. Bakit? Kasi kinain na ng mga bakterya yung sugar doon sa fruit. Now, if inisil natin siya sa isang glassware, since na-trap yung pressure, yung fermentation ay nandyan eh. So, maghahanap ng escape yung carbon dioxide. Now, sa sobrang nipis ng mga bote ko dati, pumutok yung mga bote ko. In fact, I had around 24 bottles that exploded. Hindi pa yun sparkling wine, ha? It's just the kombucha. Now, that's why, kailangan makapal ng bote. Now, apart from that, ito maling cup na to, but I'll show you the right cup. Okay, now kaya tayo may tinatawag na ganito, yung wire cage. Kasi ito talaga would help prevent the cork from popping up. Okay? So, that's why when it comes to sparkling wines, kinakailangan po yung ating mga bote ay, kung hindi makapal ang bote natin, may kinakailangan naka-wire cage. So, it's secured. Now, of course, magbalik tayo. Yung still wine or natural wine, ang pinaka pwede lang mangyari sa kanya is umasim or mag-discolor. No? But when it comes to sparkling wine, of course, you need to chill it para hindi talaga siya mag-pop. No? In fact, technically guys, when you open a bottle of sparkling wine, hindi siya maggaganon. Dapat hiss lang, pss, ganun lang. Okay? Kasi ibig sabihin, pag nag-pop siya, hindi malamig masyado. Or, ibig sabihin, from the time you purchase the bottle, hindi maganda yung storage niya. Okay? That's as far as I've read. That's as far as I've researched. No? Again, it has something to do with carbonation. Now, paano ba? Meron kasing natural carbonation, which is the second fermentation, at meron ding tinatawag na artificial, which is injection. Okay? So, kaya meron tayo, okay, siguro one thing I can tell you na artificial is yung mga non-alcoholic sparkling wine. Kunwari yung Chamdor. Yung Chamdor, I believe that's artificial lang. Kaya yung, to think yung kanilang mga cork is plastic lang. Kasi, ano lang naman yan eh, it's really very easy. Bibili ka lang ng carbon dioxide, tapos i-inject mo lang dyan, or I don't know how they do it, siguro just pump it, isang PSI lang, ganun, okay na eh. No? So, table wine or natural wine or still wine and sparkling wine. Now, sabi nila, ang nakadiscover daw accidentally ng sparkling wine ay si Dom Perignon. No? Dom Perignon, who is a French monk. Actually, once upon a time, napakasarap ng buhay ng mga French monks kasi wala silang ginawa kundi magtanim, mag-check ng wines, mag-inom ng wines, no? At magbasa ng magdasal, magbiblia. They have the best job in the world, no, back then. I think until now. And they lived in chateaus. Chateau is a castle in French, no? So, sabi nila, one time daw, yung si Dom Perignon, may chinek siyang mga wine sa cellar. Tapos nagulat siya, parang may mga pumuputok-putok doon. Now, little did he know, yun yung second fermentation. So, tumakas na yung mga, pumutok na yung mga bote kasi maninipis at saka sa cork lang talaga nakalagay. So, kaya na-invento yan, yung wire cage na tinatawag. So, like I said, para sa kaalaman ng iba, one of the famous cocktails, or two of the famous cocktails that we use for sparkling wine is the Bellini and the Mimosa. Now, in fact, it's a breakfast drink. No? Breakfast drink yan. Now, in fact, another thing about sparkling wine is it's also used for celebration, kung mapapansin ninyo. Kunwari, nanalo ang Lakers noon sa bubble, di ba? So, champagne party ka agad yan. No? Let's say you're in a bar, may birthday, no? If there's no wine, the first priority is a sparkling wine. No? Because, well, for what it's worth, it's light, it's crisp, it's bubbly, okay? Pero be careful also because, siguro because of the bubbles, minsan, ako personally, I have a hangover with sparkling wines. No, hindi ko kasundo si sparkling wine or si champagne, no, for some reason I don't also understand, no, but that is one thing that you have to be careful of. Minsan hindi para sa lahat ang champagne or sparkling wine. Okay, so third, after still wine, sparkling wine, we now go to yung kanina, yung aromatized wine. So, ang aromatized wine, again, these are wines with bubbles. These are wines with flowers, herbs, barks, trees. So, an example of which is the vermouth. Okay? So, meron sweet vermouth, meron dry vermouth. Now, dito sa Pilipinas, okay, you just need to know 3 brands. Martini vermouth, Gancia vermouth, and Mancino vermouth. Okay? So, obviously, itong mga vermouth na to nag-originate sa Italy. Now, dahil din sa trending ngayon, kahit sino pwedeng gumawa ng vermouth as long as you have the right raw materials. No? Meron yan sa YouTube. So, you can make your own vermouth. You just need, initially, you just need a good, clean wine, a red or white. Then you just add bitters, herbs, spices, ganyan. And then, voila! You have your own vermouth. No? So, you have vermouth, you have bitter, you have anise. Now, one bitter example is Angostura bitters. Okay? Okay, here's the thing. If you read books, there's a fine line between vermouth and liqueurs and amaros. Okay? Ulitin ko. There's a fine line between vermouth, liqueurs, and amaro. Ibig sabihin, minsan nakakalito kasi nagko-cross nagko-overlap. Yung ibang libro sabi vermouth ito, yung ibang libro sabi bitters lang ito, yung iba amaro, yung iba liqueur. So, my point is this, okay? Sometimes kasi when you're asked questions, there's a right way to answer it. Okay, instead of just saying one thing. That's why ang ginibigay ko sa inyo ng information is different ways or different answers regarding one particular topic. In fact, in other books, there's no such word that you will... Okay, there's a question already. By the way, sige, you're free to ask questions. Wait, let me check on the chat box. Okay. Sige, nag-pop up kasi. Sige, so, as I was saying, teka, let me just go back to the camera. Okay. Yan. So, as I was saying, I'm presenting to you different angles on one subject para kasi aware kayo. Diba? Pag sabi, oh, can you give me a bitter? So this can be a bitter. This can be an amaro kasi Italian term for bitter is amaro. Amaro means bitter. Now, of course, another bitter is Campari. No? Campari, pwede rin absinthe. Okay? So, pero we'll not really go into that. At least lang meron kayong alam at the tip of the iceberg. So the fourth wine, hold on ah. So the fourth type of wine is what you call the fortified wine. So fortified wine are wines with the addition of brandy. Okay? So pagka dinagdagan ng brandy, ibig sabihin tataas ang alcohol content. Because still wines, technically still wines have an alcohol content between 7 to 14% alcohol by volume. Okay? Ang sparkling wine, it still technically falls under 12% alcohol by volume. By the way, for those who are asking, ang champagne actually has 3 grape varieties: Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. Okay? Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Pinot Meunier. Okay? So babalik lang tayo sa still wines. Meron dalawang kasi klaseng grape variety. There's a white and there's a red. Now, for the red, ang tatlong sikat, Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, Merlot. I repeat, Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, Merlot. Pwede nyo dagdagang Pinot Noir. Okay? Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, Merlot, and Pinot Noir. Now, sa puti naman, or sa white grape variety, you have the Chardonnay, you have the Sauvignon Blanc, you have the Pinot Grigio, and you have Riesling. Hindi Riesling, ha? Riesling. Okay? So again, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, and Riesling. Okay? So, that's a whole nother topic pagka mag-discuss pa tayo when it comes to the characteristics of these wines. So, wine tasting na ang tinatawag natin dyan. But of course, when you talk of basics, especially, no, okay, ano natin to, wine knowledge is actually part of the basic core competencies of bartending and C2. So, that's why you need to know also something about wines. Okay? So, grape variety is one of them. Now, balik tayo sa fortified wine. So, I hope you can still catch up with me, no? So, sa fortified wine, we have port and sherry. Port and sherry. Now, port, technically, it comes from Portugal. And the sherry, it comes from Jerez of Spain. Okay? Now, port is sweet. Sherry is dry. Now, bakit ganun? Now, ang port kasi, brandy is added during fermentation. Kaya, yung conversion natigil. So, mas matamis may naiwang sugars pa. As compared to sherry kasi brandy is added after the fermentation. So, dry na lahat yan, naging dry. Okay, so that's why it's drier. Okay, port, sweet, sherry, dry. Okay, now ano bang example natin dyan? So, sherry, isang example is the Harvey's Bristol Cream. Harvey's Bristol Cream. Okay, another example is the chupepe. Okay, now on chupepe, if you see there's a word, sabi palomino. Palomino is a grape, no? Palomino is a grape. Now, port, sherry, we have port. Okay, teka, sherry ito. Offley, white port. Okay, actually port is one of my favorites, especially yung ruby. Okay, kasi it's similar to this. It's similar to a vermouth. It's very similar to a vermouth. Kaya lang, that's what you notice here. Let's double check. Normally, ang port would play, okay, sherry and port would play, ayan, between 16 to 20% alcohol by volume. Kaya pang malakasan talaga, no? It's, you get the buzz if you drink port wine, no? So, kaya okay siya, no? So, ayan na tayo. Ulitin natin, natural table wine, aromatized wine, fortified wine, and sparkling wine. So, inulit ko rin yung mga grape varieties ng red and ng white. Now, another thing that we need to know also, meron tayong universal rule. Sabi, red is to red, white is to white. White before red, young before old. Okay, so isa-isahin natin. White is to white. Ibig sabihin, white wine is to white meat. Okay? So, ano ba example ng white meat? Chicken. Okay? Now, red is to red. Red wine is to red meat. Ano ba red meat? Beef. Okay? Now, pero ganito, hindi na yan 100% true. Pero, true pa rin siya. Hindi nga lang 100%. Ang gulo, no? Bakit? Kasi ngayon, there's such a thing as method of cooking. Also, depende din sa hindi na ganun ka-strict as stone. Kumbaga, itaga mo sa bato, ito lang yun, red is to red, white is to white. Hindi na po ganun ngayon. Now, for example, I'm eating I'm eating a chicken. Okay? Pero, deep fried. Okay? Technically, white is to white. Chardonnay pwede. Kaya lang, yung deep fried aspect might not fit or go well with Chardonnay. Okay? So, pwede, I can think of pairing it with either a Shiraz. Okay? Pwedeng Merlot para may pagka-fruity. Pwedeng Cabernet Sauvignon because of the fatty oil ng chicken, no? Because of the deep, yung fried, pagka-fried niya. Okay? Na in fact, huwag na tayong lumayo. We have fishball, we have isaw, we have Pringles, chippy. Now, yung mga yan, pwede nating i-pair with the wine, no? That's a novel way of food and wine pairing. Of course, there will always be yung mga fine dining, no? That's why nga kayo, especially lahat ng nakikinig ngayon. At the end of the day, all of you want to work in hotels or restaurants, in cruise ships, or whether here or land-based, okay? Or maybe some of you would like to put up businesses of your own. No? Now, it's always nice to know. That's why in your position, you are very lucky. No? Kasi you get the best of both worlds. Ika nga. No? Now, what do I mean by that? As early as now, even if it's pandemic, okay, everything is within reach. Tapos yung mga teachers nyo, yung school niyo is giving you lecture series. Okay? Now, in fact, before this pandemic, if you were able to visit your school in FEU, parang one-stop shop na yan siya. Pagpasok nyo ng, I don't know if it's still the same, pero pagpasok nyo ng lobby, may front office doon. Pag diretso nyo ng konti, merong coffee shop. Di ba? Pag-akyat nyo ng isang floor o dalawa, may mga kusina na doon. No? Tapos pati yung bar ninyo yata, maganda na doon sa second or third floor. So, basically, your school is already giving you an idea, okay, of what to expect. Now, in terms of wine, okay, now, wine technically is for, okay, once upon a time, wine is for those na medyo, as I call, medyo social, no, chuchalin, no, pero that's why, okay, paano ba sabihin? That's why, I applaud yung mga brands that I mentioned kanina kasi they're trying to reach out to everybody. Okay? Na iba-iba kasi ang mga presyo ng wines natin, but at the end of the day, no one can tell you talaga what is good for you. But, okay, there's such a thing as being educated, an educated wine drinker. No? As much as gustong-gusto nyo i-correct yung taong nasa supermarket na bumili ng Nobelino or ng Carlo Rossi, Eh kung yun ang trip nila to begin with, okay. Now, if you tell me, sir, mura po yan kasi kaya yun binibili. Hindi rin. May mas mura sa Carlo Rossi pero masarap. Okay? So kaya, yun nga lang, because they're unfamiliar, wala po yan sa commercial, kaya hindi nila alam na masarap din pala ito kahit na mura lang yung presyo. Normally kasi our basis for quality is the price eh. Not necessarily, pero more or less it's connected dahil nga makikita mo yung process that goes with it. Okay? So kayo, at an early age, siguro, what I can advise, may makikita kayo mga wines sa supermarket as low as 191 pesos. You try that. No, you try maybe one bottle a week or one bottle a month. Tapos medyo ipon kayo konti pag tapos na yung taon na to, no, maybe next year will be better, then try to save him for 250 pesos a bottle, then 300 pesos, 400, 500, and also mag-switch din kayo ng grape variety. Pwede kayo mag-start, don't start with the Cabernet Sauvignon kasi ano kayo kaagad kasi napaka robust no, napaka paano ba sabihin? It's heavy on the tannin. Okay? Baka hindi nyo magustuhan kasi kaagad, no? Kasi ang Cabernet usually is for the seasoned wine drinker already. So you can start with the Shiraz, you can start with the Merlot, you can start with pag sinabi namang semi-sweet o ano, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can start with those wines until you become more experimental and go to wines such as Sangiovese, no? Chianti from Italy, or you can try Rioja, no? So depende yan sa inyo. Again, like I said, no, we don't really have much time for it, but at least the basics you know. Now, ang hindi pa natin na-discuss ay yung tinatawag nating mga baso. Okay? So what I'll do is, I'll bring the camera. Okay? So I'll bring my camera with me and I will teka, ano ba to? Reverse natin ang camera. Okay. So, punta muna tayo sa storage ng ano natin or how we decant our wines, no? So we have here, these two are technically called a carafe. Okay? Ito, carafe to. Ito kasi either or, no? I'm pretty sure you've seen this in Daiso or yung mga surplus sa Japan, ano? So, but ito, technically, it is a carafe. So, this is a container where we can place not only wines, but juices, no? Pwedeng tubig, pwedeng iced tea. Now, but this one over here is called a decanter. Okay? So, a decanter actually is called as such for two things. One, it actually aerates. It lets the wine breathe. So, ilalagay natin yung wine dito. Let it breathe a little. Okay, and then we pour it slowly. No, we pour it to our wine glass just like so. Okay? Now, the thing with this shape is yung mga sediments, ayun, kung makita nyo, may naiwan sediments sa ilalim. Okay? Kasi ito, yung mga wines natin, since it's fruit, it's grapes, meron at merong sediment na maiiwan. Okay? So ito either or, no? But I'm looking at this more as a decanter, as a carafe more than as a decanter, no? Now, sparkling wine. Now, ang sparkling wine natin, we place it in either a champagne saucer or a coupe and a champagne flute. No? In fact, may pinsan ang flute. Ang tawag sa kanya, champagne tulip. Okay? So if you see, there's a difference in the shape. Actually, may mas defined pang tulip, kaya lang it's very rare na in the Philippines. Eh. So I was lucky enough to find this in a Japanese surplus shop. Okay, so yan. Now, table wine or natural wine. So ito yon, no? You have the red wine. Ito yung basic na wine glasses na makikita natin. Okay, so the red and the white. Now, pero ito yung mga malalakihan. Ito yung pangmalakasan. This is the red and this is the white. No? So, syempre, means, I don't know, for some reason, it feels good to drink in these glasses. Kaya lang, kung mapapansin niyo, well, it's a bit pricey. Ang isang baso would cost anywhere between 250 and 500, isang piraso. Okay? But then again, it's the experience kasi of drinking eh. It's the experience. No? Wine drinking is an experience in itself. And of course, apart from, okay, kunwari wala kayo sa parties, di ba? Just by yourself, you're watching TV, or if you notice, yung sa mga pelikula, di ba? After a long day, yung mga characters sa movie, they just pop a bottle of wine, you know, drink, and then just chill, no? Kasi wine calms our nerves also for some reason. Oh, of course, it's alcohol, you know, pero nakaka-relax ang ano ng wine eh. And we take a sip, you know, we think. Of course, like I said, this is how do you call it? This is an acquired taste, so hindi naman to pwedeng tunggain. It's supposed to be sipping, okay, not gulping. So there's a difference with that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this is another one, pero this is more of display, but this is a very nice red wine glass also, if I do say so myself. But the thing is, with wine appreciation, hindi nyo siya masyado makikita kasi may design. No? Ang wine glass should be really clear and transparent para you get to see the whole story. Now, when it comes to the aromatized wines and fortified wine, this is the port and this is the sherry. Okay? So, yan po ang mga kadalasang wine glasses natin. Okay, so now let's jump to wine openers tayo, mga katoma, no? Wine openers. So, wine opener, we have this. We have the butterfly corkscrew or the wing type. Okay? And we do have our, what do you call this? Waiter's friend, tawag nila, pero I'd like to call it bartender's friend or a wine sommelier's friend. Ito. No, I have this type of wine opener is actually called the double action wine opener kasi you get to open the cork or remove the cork twice with this lever and this lever. Okay. Now, this is in the video in Thomas Sessions. For those who haven't subscribed yet, it's there. There are parts of the wine opener. So you will find it useful. If you don't catch it now, you can view the video. Ayan, there is actually 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of the wine opener. The knife, screw, lever, handle and lever. Okay? Now, in fact, dito, pwede nyo rin gawin tong bottle opener. Okay? So, next tayo, we have this. This is a bling-bling. De, joke lang. This is a Tastevan or Taste Vin. Now, dati daw, noong unang panahon, hindi uso ang baso. So, pag nakita nyo, the way that this is shaped is, kung mapansin nyo, if just a little light reflects on it, maliwanag tong Tastevan na to. Sige, let's make an example. Ayan. Yun. Kung mapansin nyo, yun. Kahit nasa dilim yan, Tastevan, kita mo siya, nagre-reflect yung light. So, what the sommeliers would do is they would place the wine in this cup or Tastevan, and this is where they will actually try to check the quality of the wine. Okay? Now, let's go to parts of the wine label. Okay? So, itong parts of the wine label, different books have different ways of naming it. Pero ako, I like to keep it to 4 lang. One is the V. First V is the vintner's name or the producer. Louis Philippe Edwards, he's the producer. Okay? Now, the second V is what we call the vineyard. Ayun. Wine Chile or the place of production. Now, the third V is the variety. Sauvignon Blanc. So, ulitin natin. Vintner's name, vineyard, variety, and the fourth V is the vintage or the year of production. Or the year of harvest. Sorry, year of harvest pala. 2017. Pero may panlima daw. I-include na natin kasi I keep on reading books with this. The fifth is the V volume. or the alcohol content. Now, in this case, it's 12% alcohol by volume. Okay? Now, there's also another type of, okay, so kung mapansin nyo, conventional, ano yan eh, conventional wine label yan. No? Ito, this is called the varietal. No, bakit varietal? Kasi nasa gitna niya, grape variety. So, alam mo kaagad, sabi niyo, blanc. Saka mo nalang titignan na ang producer pala niya is si Lion and Austin and Company. Okay. So, nakalagay dyan, La Reserve, sabi niyo, blanc, 2016 vintage. Okay, saan bang bansa ito? No, it's from France. Okay, ayun, from the France. Alright, so yan. So yan ang ating mga ano. Now, also guys, isa pa, another trivia para at least tuloy-tuloy tayo ng learning. Now, this type of bottle is called the Bordeaux bottle. Yan, oh, Bordeaux. Now, this is the Chardonnay bottle. Okay? So, Chardonnay bottle niya, basta ganyan. So, may mga ano yan, kahit pa pinon mo nakalagay dyan, o ano, Chardonnay, basta, sorry, mali. Bordeaux and Burgundy. Okay, I'm sorry, Burgundy bottle po ang tawag dito. Burgundy. Okay? So, Bordeaux bottle, Burgundy bottle. Okay, I stand corrected. Alright, so siguro, guys, for our last thing I want to tell you about wine is about the different worlds, di ba? So, meron tayong tinatawag na Old World Wine at meron din tinatawag tayo na New World Wine. Okay? O pag sinabing New World Wine, so ito yung mga wine like America, okay? Siguro China is considered the New World Wine kasi ngayon China is coming up with wines na. Old World would be France, no? Italy, Spain, Germany, okay? Technically, Chile is considered the New World, eh. No? Australia is New World. New Zealand is New World. Okay? So, also another thing that I would like to share to you is the old and new wine. Okay? Now, to be considered a new wine, sabi nila, you have to be more than 4 years old. Okay? So, from the year of vintage. So, for example, itong vintage is 2018, no, for this wine. So, technically 2 years old. So, this is a young wine pa, batang-bata. Now, if on the label, it says 16. 4 years old. So, medyo old na siya. Pwede, pa-old na. No? Pa-old na. So, at least there's a distinction. Now, when it comes to storing wines, so like I told you, ang white wine or ang still wine, like white wine and sparkling wine. Okay, white wine needs to be chilled in the ref, okay, in the fridge. Okay, now ang sparkling wine, pwede nyo siyang i-freeze, pero basta malamig na malamig siya dapat. Okay, kasi nga, first of all, you want to avoid that popping sound. And second of all, ang sparkling wine talaga, it should be light, crisp, and cold. No? Bagay na bagay siya sa... Totoo yun, guys. If you haven't done this yet, sparkling wine or champagne and oysters and caviar, napakasarap na combination yan. No? Ang caviar kasi maalat-alat, pero bagay na bagay siya sa sparkling wine. And yung oyster naman, ano ba? Because of this mucus-like na texture, nagko-complement siya, pati yung alat din niya, no? It goes well with the sparkling wine. So, again, these are things that maybe you won't taste now, but if you remember this one, and you get to work, let's say, in a cruise ship, no? So, or abroad, or kahit dito, so you get to taste it. Now, there are different groups. In fact, there are far more better people that are knowledgeable about wines rather than me, no? Nagkataon lang po ako kasi I know the basics, and what I've told you since this 2 o'clock until now, this will help you, no? At least pwede tayong makasabay, no? Makakasabay tayo sa Agos. Now, even if you go to wine stores like Barcino, Wine Depot, no? Ano pa ba? El Contro, Bacchus, yan yung mga parang maano sa wines. Dito, if you're from Marikina, Finodeli, okay? So, at least you know, you have an idea. So, dapat lang naman malaman, ano ba ang white wine, ano ang red wine, considered what siya, okay? Anong classification, di ba? Ano ang vintage nga, it's a year of harvest. And yung rule of thumb natin, rule of thumb. Now, siguro last but not the least, so paano ba tayo mag-appreciate ng wine? So, ito siguro muna yung ating iniinom kanina na fortified wine, ano, or vermouth. So, first yung appearance. So, kailangan makita natin kung clear pa ba siya. Okay, baka may foreign matter, baka may mold, no? Then next, you swirl it. Again, this is also in our video in Toma Sessions. You can just check it out. Then after you swirl, you smell. Okay? Be careful lang in sniffing, baka masinghot niyo yung buong wine, no? Okay? Masakit yan. Okay, so after that, you taste. You taste by sipping. Now, when you sip, you include some air inside para ma-oxidize, para magkaroon ng lasa, para mag-iba, mag-transform. Okay. Then last but not the least, you savor it. Lulunukin mo na, you swallow, you savor. So, you coat the wine in your mouth. Kasi, hindi pwedeng na concentrate lang sa isang part ng tongue ninyo yung wine. You have to coat it. Kasi nga, it's an experience eh. So, if you say experience, all the senses have to be working. And dapat ma-coat nyo lahat yung dila nyo para ma-express nyo lahat. Ito kasi, like ito, it's, I can taste berries in it. Not grapes necessarily, but I can taste berries like a cherry. I can taste a bit of cinnamon, a bit spice. It's a bit smoky, no? In terms of finish, it is long. It has a long finish. Okay, it has a long finish. It's generally sweet and fruity, which I like for a fortified wine. Okay? But the presence of cherry actually makes it all the more great. Okay? So yun. The words that I just said, this is how you would describe a certain wine. Now, in fact, just to inform you in advance para ma-excite kayo, FEU, no? We're planning to, after Toma Session Virtual Mixology Competition, we want to try Toma Sessions wine service online. So, gusto natin ma-practice ang students how they would present a bottle of wine. Okay? Like I said, using the 4 V's, and then paano buksan ng wine properly, paano i-serve o i-pour ang wine sa baso. Now, okay, I think we still have time pa naman. When it comes to pouring, I would always do pour and twist. Okay? So, paano ba yung pour and twist? Let me, okay, hindi na lang tayo mag-pour ng no? But the label should be facing the guest. Okay? Then, pour, twist, and twist again. Ulitin natin. Pour, twist, and twist again. Okay? Now, it's very important that you twist and twist. So, dalawang twist. Bakit? Kasi, gusto natin yung direction ng liquid pababa sa baso is one direction lang. Okay? Na pero yung twist natin na gano'n, hindi malakas kasi yung liquid din baka twist ng gano'n eh. So, you just gentle pour, twist, and then wipe it off with the cloth. Now again, yan, nanda sa Thomas Sessions channel natin yan. You can view it. And from there, pwede nyo rin anuhin paano magbuhat ng tray, no? Paano maglagay ng wine glasses on the table. Okay, so these are some basic skills na kasama at i-grade sa tinatawag nating assessment. Of course, 1 hour is not enough. No? We need another session, or if in case you guys have questions, feel free to ask it now. But if you have other questions after the webinar, I'll try my best to answer it. So yeah, I think that's it. I will entertain questions already. Sige, let's read. Okay, from John Gael Cruz. How can you differentiate a cheap wine from wine that costs thousands of pesos? Does expensive wine really taste that good? Okay, so I think I answered this one na, no, Iho. It's not really about cheap or expensive. Kasi nga, no one can really put, no one can really put, you can't really put a price tag on a taste as far as I speak for myself. Ano? Kasi nga, gaya na sabi ko sa inyo, kailan lang I discovered a wine that cost 191 pesos pero okay na siya. 1 to 10, pwede na siya sa 6 or 7. Palamigin pa lang yung konti, pwede na yung maging 8. No? So, ano kasi when it comes to wine, to each his own yan eh. So, it's a matter of preference. Alright? So, next tayo, ito kay Patricia Pasilyaw. Is it true about wine na kapag tumagal ay nagiging sweet po? Okay, actually ganito no? Unang-una, sarado ba o bukas? Kasi pag ang wine habang tumatagal at bukas na, aasim at magdi-discolor. Like what you saw in 2 of my bottles, no? Umitim na siya, nag-discolor na since I opened it. Now, there are wines, which is another topic. Siguro pag medyo expert na kayo, meron kasi mga wines talaga that are good for aging. Which technically ako, I don't know yet. No, wala pa ako doon sa level na yun. Although I was a wine attendant noon for Holland American Wine, I haven't really paid too much attention about the harvest or the vintage na magandang i-age. Okay? Kasi ako, ngayon I have a wine in my collection that ang vintage siya 1998. So hindi ko alam kung mahal yun o masarap pa yun ngayon, but I just want to age it. Gusto ko lang, tignan ko kung oras ang buksan, hindi bubuksan ko. But I think, to answer your question directly, what do you call this? To answer your question directly, Patricia Pasilyaw, oo. Hindi naman necessary, hindi siya true na kapag tumatagal yung storage ng wine, tumatagal. Hindi naman, kasi actually the more you let it stay, okay, we have to remember, pag binuksan mo na yung wine, it's exposed to air, oxygen. So meaning, ang dami na may mga chemical changes na nangyayari. Okay, so once that happens, pwede mag-bloom siya, pero at the same time, pwede pumasok siya. Okay? So it's a double-edged sword. No? Parang food yan eh. So kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na temperature danger zone. So cold is cold, hot is hot. So pagka hot, we serve it hot. Hindi mo pwede siyang baligang gamit. Otherwise, a lot of chemical changes in hot. Okay, next, good afternoon, Sir Richie Carmela Pasqua. What is the future of bartending this time of pandemic? How are we going to make bartending useful? Or relevant during this pandemic Christmas season? Yeah, actually, you know what, Carmela, to answer your question, well, congratulations to your schoolmates. The future of bartending, you can see it right now. Okay? You can see it right now in the eyes of your classmates, in the way competitions are being done, the way that we're contributing to the bartending industry, in the students' level. Kasi, ganito yan eh, the more, it's very important for for a certain profession na maski pa paano ma-market pa rin, para makita pa rin na it's alive and there's a premium on a certain profession. Siguro one example I can tell you is yung shoe industry. No? Ako, taga-Marikina po ako. Unfortunately, because of the previous releases, naapektuhan talaga ang industriya. Okay? But then again, I think the old shoemakers kasi, of course, passed away. So ngayon we have the young generation of shoemakers. And unfortunately, ito opinion ko lang. There's a lot that goes into shoes. Number one, your raw materials, your pricing, even the craftsmanship of it. So, unless talagang magkaroon ng crusade against shoemaking, there is a chance for shoemaking to die here in Marikina. No? So it's the same thing with bartending. Kapag walang nakikialam on being a bartender, chances are the interest of bartending in the students level will be gone. So, in the Christmas season naman, gaya ng sabi mo, question mo, well, you know what, if you watch videos, actually, this is a good question, hindi pa ako nakalapaglabas ng mga Christmas drinks but you can check on YouTube and try to play with mint and cinnamon, no? And make your own cocktail, including sangria, no? Kasi ganun yan eh. In fact, guys, that's one of the reasons we push for this competition ng Campari, itong photo season, because ngayon, guys, everything is on the touch of your fingertips. Okay? If you think you see yourself in the bartending industry 2 years from now, then all you need to do is be involved in it. That is why I appreciate so much FEU, the dean and yung faculty and teachers ninyo and admin ninyo, because they see our vision. Ang pandemic na to, this is only temporary. No? In fact, may re-release akong video, nagpa-swab test ako. No? Hindi ko pa alam kung ako'y positive o negative, but it's the way things are working now. But tomorrow I have a job. Tomorrow night, I'll be bartending. No? I'll be bartending. Sige, alam ko na. Tomorrow, I'll be bartending for the Zubels. Okay? So siguro, alam niyo naman pag sinabing ang apelido mo ay Zubel. Okay? So, maliit na party. So they got me to bartend for them. And makes me happy. Because I'll be facing people again. I'll be shaking drinks for people again. And apart from, kasi lagi sa YouTube lang ako nagsishake eh. So ngayon, sa totoong tao na, I mean, live and face to face. So yeah, so there's a future. In fact, slowly but surely, I think we're getting back. Sa totoo lang, may mga restaurants that serves cocktails eh. And ito rin, on a personal level, I think, the only reason na pinagbabawal ng gobyerno ang mga bars for opening is because of the interaction of people. Pero, yun nga, whether they like it or not, sorry I'm dwelling on this question, pero this is a good question. Pero, kasi, whether you like it or not, people are people. So, ibig sabihin, gusto natin makita ng tao, gusto natin maka-high five, maka-beso, maka-yakap, diba? We want to be with people because this is a people thing. Bartending is a people thing. It's about gathering, it's about closeness. No? And of course, hindi mo makokontrol, hindi mo mapipigilan ng tao. So hopefully, the most they can really do, the government, is to come up with that, vaccine. Or tayo naman, as tao, we have to be careful, And kaya nga ito nga, isipin nyo, since bartender ako, ako'y magkasaserve bukas, I need to take a swab test. Okay? Para at least safe sila. And ako rin, at least alam ko sa sarili ko that if ever I turn out negative, I can serve. Mamaya ko makuha yung result ko eh. So ayan. Okay, so let's continue. Yes, questions? Sige. Go ahead. Sige. Okay, very good. Ang pwede maging wine. Ang wine lang na term is supposed to be used for grapes alone. If it's called fruit wine, you have to indicate the fruit that you use. Yan. So, pwedeng watermelon wine, okay? Hindi mo pwede sabihin na wine lang yun. Kailangan malaman mo yung raw material na ginamit mo. Kunwari ang Baguio, strawberry wine, okay? Kasi, if you say wine, technically, you're talking of fermentation. No? So, kaya, yun na yun. Importante. Because grapes is fermented wine. Wine is fermented grapes. So, if you're using strawberry, so you have to tell the people, you have to be transparent in your bottle that you're using strawberries. Yan. Well, one is the power of social media pala has really come to full circle. Pero matagal na may power ang social media. Ngayon lang, paano ba sabihin? Sa educational system, ngayon lang natin na-discover. Again, I'm speaking for myself. Kasi nandito tayo eh. We were kind of forced into it to realize its potential. You know? Pero kung titignan niyo yung mga nagiging successful bloggers, yung mga artista, they've been using that tool, you know, for the longest time. And that's why we're watching them. Pero kasi yun, I figured, hindi gamitin ko na to since you know, this is a good platform naman. And on paano ba, money-wise, of course, you know, it's impossible for me to charge a fee on my webinars or my seminars kasi I'd rather charge you live, di ba? Kasi doon makikita niyo, dala ko lahat eh, pati lababo ko, dala ko. No? Dito, at least makikita niyo. And you'll get, kumbaga, just the sight of my bar, you'll get thirsty na, you'll get excited kasi you see that this is a real bar. And what inspires me, as like I told you, I like to ask Joaquin, no? Kayo, you guys inspire me. Pagbalik-balik na rin man natin ang mundo, you ask around, you go around, you know. If you see these people, especially the bartenders currently, one way or another, okay, may connection sila sa akin. Okay, so the industry is very, very small and I'm doing my part in this capacity. Kumbaga, pagdating sa academics, like, I'm happy that well, I call you guys my family in the academy kasi ang tagal na rin ang pinagsamahan natin, especially when I started with this brand nga, si Bacardi, you know, when nobody also, actually guys, just a trivia, when we started yung competition of Bacardi Unix, I've invited 100, 13 lang kami doon sa venue, isa doon si Erwan Yusuf, no? To think namin si Erwan Yusuf, he was new. Dapat pinagkaaguluhan yung venue kasi judge ko siya lang eh. But nobody showed up there. Okay? Until the time it grew, and look at us now. Kasi, well, of course, Bacardi can stand on its own, but I wanted to bring in new brands kasi, of course, as a bartender, we're not just stuck with new brands, with one brand. Of course, loyalty, yes, meron tayo doon, pero on an educational standpoint, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin din sa bata na, ito lang yung gamitin yung brand. Yes, there's a respect, pero pag nandun ka na sa bar, na international ka na, di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng ang alam mo ng brand doon, Bacardi. Hindi mo pa alam ang Cruzan, hindi mo alam ang Plantation, hindi mo alam ang, ano pa ba, ano dyan, Cachaça, you know what I mean? So, I'm trying to think of ways to present to the academy new products. Kasi dati guys, another trivia, way back 1999, bawal ang alak sa university. Okay? Allergic ang school sa university. Hindi ka makakapagpadala ng proposal, diretso sa basurahan yung proposal mo. Bakit? Alcohol yun eh. Okay? So, I'm happy because I was very stubborn when I was starting out in events. And the teachers, the admins, gambled on what I had to offer as events. And ayun, ito na yung bunga nun. Stubbornness. Yeah. Okay, next question. I hope I answered that. Okay. Actually, alam mo, yung the best wine is the wine that you're drinking right now. And I cannot tell you what's the best kasi depende sa mood and depende sa if let's say I'm eating something now, if it fits a white wine, I drink a white wine. If it's a red wine, and if it's a red wine. So kaya sabi ko sa inyo kanina, Iho, since you are an HRM student, okay, whether you like it or not, you know, you need to invest on your personal growth also. Let's say gusto niyo maging sommelier, no? Yung gusto niyo maging sommelier, hindi biro maging sommelier o maging wine attendant. Okay? Kasi what I'm telling you now, although this is in virtual webinars, but you'll be asked if you want to take it to a higher level and be a sommelier, master sommelier talaga. So kinakailangan din, may blind tasting tayo, may blind smelling pa tayo. In fact, if you're really an expert, you can tell the vintage of the wine already, you can identify the grape variety. So paano mangyayari yun? Hindi tsamba yun. So that would happen if you taste a lot of wines. Okay? So kasi dinedevelop mo yung palate mo. Like ako, I'm happy, okay, in a way, this pandemic gave me more freedom to taste. Okay? Kaya alam ko ngayon, more or less, if I tell you, okay, this is rum, this is gin, this is tequila, this is vodka, even without seeing, or let's say naka-blind tasting tayo, masasagot kita because I have time to taste it. Yan. Oh, sige, next question.
Mr. Guile, John Cruz, please.
Okay, so I think nasagot ko na ng konti, pero invest also on books. Invest on books. Watch this, paano ba? Watch this Netflix. Merong mga wine, sa Netflix, mga wine programs, yung mga contest, ganyan. Kasi guys, you shouldn't stick to just one reference. That's why I'm very talkative, di mo, at na tayo lang kasi tayo, because there's so many things to discuss based on what you need. We can go on until 7 p.m. talking about wines, baka kayo pa ngayon mabore sa akin. And as sommeliers, you need to be talkative also, because you'll be selling wines. No? So the first, before you be talkative, you have to know a lot. And how will you know a lot? If you read, if you research, and you remember this information. Itong mga pinagsasabi ko, this other wine experts may think otherwise or may say otherwise than what I'm saying. That's fine also. At least you get to see both angles. Hindi ko naman sinasabing 100% tama ako, pero hindi ko rin pwede sabihin 100% tama sila. But at least you get two information. And that's very important. No? Kasi nga, kahit sa, let's say, mag-sommelier kayo sa barko, hindi naman lahat ng isi-serve nyo na guest dyan ay may alam sa wine. Na in fact, you have to take 2 steps backward. No? Hindi kayo pwedeng maging masyadong marunong doon sa guest nyo. May guest nyo, pero not everyone knows about wine. So, kailangan nyo naman maging konti ng konti, you use layman terms to them para at least you're on the same page. If you notice, that's what I'm also doing to you guys so that you won't get bored. If I start presenting to you PowerPoint and napakadaming mga letra dyan and whatnot, I'm pretty sure some of you will just, kunwari nakikinig, pero hindi nakikinig. So that's why it's very important that you get a lot of information. Tapos, siguro last na rin, another thing we haven't discussed is cheese. Try to learn as much cheese as you can. Okay? Kasi importante rin yan. There are different types of cheeses. Okay? And each cheese has a different flavor profile, and it will go well with the specific wine also. Yeah. So thank you for that question, Doc Marichu. Yes, 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 John Kyle. Yes, congratulations. Yes, yes. Sorry ang ganda talaga ng boses ni John Kyle, ma'am. Pwede itong MC, no? Pang radyo eh. Yan, yan. Thank you. Excuse me, pwede mag-PM, PS lang konti para at least yung mga ganahan kayong lahat. Guys, internationally, bars are opening up slowly but surely. Paunti-unti na. So even the cruise line industry, nagpapasampa na ng iba kasi naglilinis na sila ng barko, they're making sure the protocols are in place. Let's just be patient, but at the same time, let's use this spare time of ours to be stronger and ready. So anytime, no, kahit sa OJT ninyo, anytime sabihin ng may OJT na tayo dito, ready na kayo, hindi yung doon pa lang kayo magre-ready pag tinawag na. Okay? The early bird catches the worm. That is always true. Okay? So yun lang. Sorry, PS. Mwah. Good afternoon, Sir Eugene. Yes, anytime, sir. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Doc. Good luck to everyone. All right. yours. Congratulations. Yes. Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Christmas, ma'am. Saan si ate? Okay. Guys, watch. Ma'am, promote ko lang yung Campari. Sali kayo sa Campari. Sayang yun. Sayang yung preview doon. As many entries as you can. Picture lang yun ng Campari. So, wax, you notice. Campari. Alam din ni Ma'am Pam yun. Sinend ko yung sali kayo. Alright. Okay. Bye-bye. God bless. Yes, ma'am. Okay po. Bye-bye. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes.